Hey guys, welcome to another video on the Inside Spurs channel and a match review. First one that we've done in a while. Spurs winning 2-0 at home versus Brentford. We're going to talk a lot about this game. I think there was quite a substantial amount to come out of this game to really sink our teeth into. So we're going to talk about that. We're talking about just really some stuff, takeaways from the game. I can't really sum it up to be more than it is. Just want to say, if you're watching this, subscribe. You're very much welcome to join us for the journey. And if you've been a long-time watcher, I only say that if we've actually won a game of football. So last season was a little bit hit and miss on that front. But look, Spurs winning 2-0 in what I would say is probably the most comfortable performances that I've watched us play in a long, long time. Attacking wise, looked very, very solid attack wise. A lot to come out of that in that regard. But, I think the other thing is you can take away is if you want to be glass half empty, we should have scored way more than two. I mean, 9 shots on target, 16 shots in total. Not really, good enough on that front. But let's be glass half full. We always are. 2-0 up. The game was done at 2-0 because Brentford created 5 chances, had 1 shot on target. They really didn't create anything. There was I don't think I was ever at any points concerned, nervous, worried. It was kind of smooth sailing. I thought defensively rock solid. I thought Mickey had a fantastic game, some really good blocks and last ditch tackles and things like that. And, the thing, I can't remember which commentator it was. They were saying, as soon as he seems to pick up the ball and he drives with it, that actually the pitch seems to open up a lot. So, quite surprised about that front. Looking into the midfield, I thought Archie Gray was fantastic. It was great to see Archie Gray back starting again. And I thought he was brilliant today. And, I did sort of say in my preview that I would like Lucas Bergvall to start this game. And, I was a bit surprised to see Archie in a weird way. But, fresh legs, looked really solid. I can't really remember him doing anything wrong. And sometimes in the midfield, if he's having a good game, but it's a quiet game, that's a good thing. We don't want them to be having to do crazy things, We want them to keep doing just their job. And I thought Archie did that today. I think, the main guy himself, Xavi Simons, this was the coming of age for Xavi Simons, a goal and assist. It could have been more, if I'm honest. Had a few opportunities to get a few more as well. I thought he was brilliant. And I think actually the link-up play within him and Kolo Muani seems to be really starting to grow. I thought Kolo Muani looked dangerous as anything today. Him and Kudus out on the left wing. Obviously, Richie started through the centre. I thought Richie looked good as well. Good hold-up play. Obviously scoring, which is always, it's always good to see El Pombo scoring. So, great on that front. But just all in all, a really, really solid performance. Obviously, look, there was a slight, and there's a joke before someone cries about it. It was a slight hard tackle from Romero. It's a difficult one because I think I'm glad it didn't get a red card, but I could somewhat maybe understand if it was going to be given as one. It is a scissor tackle from behind. It's one of those. We should be counting our blessings that obviously it went for us. A lot of these sort of decisions that seem to go completely against us. See what happened versus Newcastle. Awful refereeing in that Newcastle game the other week. But no, I think they all did very well. It's always great to see that clean sheet. It's good for Vic. Always builds that confidence. And, I sort of said it's an opportunity now to kind of, forget what's happened this season. Move on. Look now beyond. We're sitting now in 8th position. We're 3 or 4 points behind Chelsea, who are in 4th. Everton are in 3rd, by the way. Great result for them today at home versus Nottingham Forest. But in reality, there is opportunity and scope for us to get up that league table again. Obviously I know there's some teams that haven't played, like, Man United, Brighton, Palace, obviously haven't played. I get that. And I'm just talking about, and Liverpool, obviously Liverpool starting in 28 minutes time, obviously that can change the league table again. But it was an opportunity to get a good, solid result, get a clean sheet, be defensively strong is what Thomas wants us to be. That's what we were today. We were defensively strong. But we all sort of said, that's great and all, Thomas, but if we could just see a shot on target in the first half, that would be great. And we got that. And we did get that. And we got 9 of them as well. Don't say they don't treat us at Tottenham Hotspur. 9 shots on target. But look, all in all, I was really, really happy with that performance. I think there is a lot to take away. Hopefully, this is now the launching pad for Xavi Simons to really just kick on and just be a great player again. And I think what we've seen of Xavi is we've seen flashes, we've seen bits here and there. Today, even in the 95th minute, he's still trying to create. He's still trying to unlock a defense, and it's like Xavi, mate, we're 2-0, we're cruising. Don't worry. It's like he has a mindset of wanting more, which I think at Spurs we could do more of. We used to have a lot of those sort of hungry players. I'm glad we've got one back again because we used to have a lot of them, and we were quite good at that time in the late 2010s. But look, there's still plenty to work on. I don't think it was by far a perfect performance, but if you sort of compare how that performance was for the last 5 or 6, it was a huge performance. And I think, looking at now into the midweek, Tuesday night versus Slavia Praha, winning that, taking another step in the right direction, I think a draw at Newcastle, that by the end of the season, I think will age very well. I think then you then go into beating Brentford. You then beat Slavia Praha in the Champions League, and then after that, you then play once a week for a couple of weeks. You play Sunday the 14th of December versus Forest. You play the 20th of December versus Liverpool at home. You could see a run of form being built here. I don't think Liverpool are the team of what they were last season. I don't really understand why it's not working. I think it's probably they bought too much. They've not gelled. And they're sort of playing some players out of position, which I don't truly understand. With Forest, obviously Forest losing today. At Everton. And great result for Everton, obviously, by the way, can I just say. But, when you sort of look at that, Forest down in 15th. They've been in some good form, 3 wins in the last 5. But again, it's like, hey, you go there, you get another real positive result. There's another step in the right direction. So I'm really interested to see how you guys think on this game, because I think there was so much great stuff in this that we can really hang our hat on. I've only got a beanie to hand, but hang our hat on to say that was the performance. So hopefully we'll sort of see that. But look, let me know down below your thoughts and feelings on the game. I'm hoping to see a lot of positivity coming out from you guys on this. But obviously, if you are new, kick about, and join us for the journey. You're very much welcome to kick about and stay around with us. Obviously, please look after yourselves. Enjoy your Saturday evening and enjoy your weekend. Spurs haven't ruined it. But there you go. Spurs 2, Brentford 0. Take care of yourselves, and I'll speak to you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.